Okay, guys. So let me put this here. Okay, argumentative text. So what is the communicative purpose in an argumentative text? The idea when you write an argumentative text, we try to convince others about being in agreement with us, so about a fact, right? So this is my point of view, and I want to convince you that is the correct way to see or to interpret that situation, okay? The other purpose is sharing our values and perspectives, right? To present what do we think about something, what are our values or perceptions, and give reasons why, and why people should think in the same way that I'm thinking. And number three is adopting our positions or way of thinking. Yes. Um, but the main purpose in an argumentative text is to persuade and convince. Those are the main points in an argument. An argument is something similar to a discussion. When you discuss with someone, it's because you are not in agreement with that person and you try to convince that person that your position is better than him or her, his or hers. Okay? So, what is the structure, guys? Look, the most common text related to argumentative text is the essay, right? El ensayo. This is like the outline or the structure. So first, the first thing is the introduction. In the introduction, normally that is one paragraph. In the introduction, you orientate the reader, identify the focus or the purpose, and also you present the thesis. What is the thesis? The main idea, the main point, right? What is going to be the topic to discuss, or the point, yes. Then we have the body. In the body, we have two or three paragraphs, that depends, right? And you have the topic sentence. The topic sentence is, as the name says, is the sentence that has the topic. Es la frase con la que se inicia y normalmente esta frase tiene el tema nuevamente, retoma el tema que estaba en la introducción, entonces empieza a esbozar ese tema. Then we have that in that paragraph you gave or you give, sorry, supporting details. Yes, supporting details. What is a supporting detail? For example, as you can see, we can use examples. Ustedes vieron en el texto anterior que leímos que el chico, para poder ejemplificar su punto de vista, provee ejemplos, ¿sí? Luego, tenemos una segunda idea, topic sentence 2, ¿sí? Que puede ser otro argumento que venga a soportar este tema. Entonces, lo que él utilizó fue un tema de contraste, mostrando cómo si la gente hace algo diferente, cuál sería el resultado. Y aunque sea algo contraste y algo negativo, es algo que de alguna manera soporta y ¿cómo se dice? Um, y ayuda de alguna manera a confirmar esta posición que él tiene o esta tesis que él nos presenta, ¿sí? So you can have as many topics as you want in the, as many topic sentence and paragraphs as you want. But the idea always with the body is to present arguments that support the main idea, okay? So are the arguments, the reasons to explain why do you have that position. Then we have the conclusion, and the conclusion is very simple. Okay, wait a minute. In the conclusion, we have that we restate the thesis, we repeat what we said in the introduction, right? And we summarize the argument. Entonces, la conclusión básicamente, que es, tanto en inglés como en español, siempre es lo mismo. La conclusión lo que hace es que retoma nuevamente ese tema que se empezó a mencionar en la introducción y confirmar esa posición que presentaste ahí, ¿cierto? Después de haber dado los argumentos del por qué. Si uno tuviera que dividir un ensayo en preguntas, that will be, for example, the introduction is what, right? The body is why, and the conclusion is The body can be why and how, right? And the conclusion is the same why, but or is the same why with the same what, but in a shorter sentence, ¿ok? Es como lo mismo, el qué y el por qué, pero de una manera más reducida. Por eso dicen que una conclusión no debe ser muy larga, que no deben ser más de 3 o 4 frases. This is very important because in English they are very precise, clear, they go directly to the point. In Spanish, we are more redundant. I don't know if you know that word in Spanish. Sorry, guys. En redundante. We are more wordy. Esa es una expresión que utilizan en inglés para decir cuando uno es muy pues como que uno dice, habla mucho, mucha palabrería y da muchas vueltas para llegar a un punto. En inglés no es así. En inglés es más directo, más enfocado, más preciso, más conciso. O sea, no hay que adornar tanto la idea para poderla entregar. Mientras que en español tenemos esa concepción que entre más escribamos y mientras más digamos, es mejor la calidad del trabajo. En inglés no. En inglés puede que sea más preciso, pero debe ser más completo, por lo que utilizas menos palabras para expresar lo que quieres expresar. Okay, so these are some grammar considerations. So in essays, we heard that we should write an essay using the third person. The third person is he, she, it, or they, because we have the third person in singular and also the third person in plural. They is the third person in plural. The idea is to not be very personal in the text. This is more related with academic writing, okay? But also, as we can see in the paragraph that we read before, there is I because it's my opinion, and sometimes, for example, in the second point, when there is a reflection about a personal situation, the use of the third person is allowed, right? Because if someone is asking me for my opinion, it's mandatory that I have to use I or my or from my perspective or any word that is related to the first person, okay? But and sometimes in academic writing, it's also allowed to use the first person in some times, in some cases, some specific cases. Then we have the tense. What is the tense to use in an argumentative text? Mostly we are going to find the present tense, right? But sometimes we're going to find the past tense. For example, when someone is explaining a situation that starts in the past to like eh, like to give an example that about why that is happening right now. They need to start talking about the past to exemplify why is this happening in the present. But the most common tense in argumentative text is the present tense. And the last one is the linking words. Guys, for argumentative text is like mandatory to use linking words or connectors to introduce the ideas, okay? That gives the text cohesion, coherence, dynamic, show us what is the purpose. If the purpose is give an example, contrast an idea, introduce the conclusion, give us another argument. Entonces, la idea de las linking words es indispensable. Sin embargo, porque, de tal manera, de hecho, en primer lugar, right? Those are linking words. Y esas palabras, cuando vamos a escribir un texto argumentativo, inclusive en otros tipos de texto, lo que hacen las linking words es darle dinámica y dinamismo al texto, una coherencia, una cohesión entre una idea y la otra, ¿sí? Porque de lo contrario, si no usáramos linking words, sería simplemente frases, isolated sentences, frases, ¿cómo se dice? isolated. I don't know how to say that in Spanish. Como frases sueltas, frases solas que no tienen ninguna transición entre una y otra. Okay? So, I include here a chart about linking words for different purpose. When you want to add an idea, so we have addition linking words, and you have another, moreover, and then similarly, also, in addition, likewise, as well as, besides, furthermore, besides this, in the same way, not only but also, para agregar ideas. Then we have sequence. After this, then later, para mostrar cómo se dice la secuencia de alguna situación. Another reason, a further reason, the final reason, consequence, eventually, so, then, in that case, consequently, thereby, therefore, as a result, como resultado, para explicar what happened then. Then we have contrast. Contrast, to put two opposite ideas. For example, however, sin embargo, on the other hand, por otro lado, despite, a pesar, in spite of, a pesar de, in contrast, en contraste, although, aunque, on the contrary, al contrario, instead of, en vez de, no, even though, aunque también. Then we have to express certainly, obviously, certainly, plainly, of course, undoubtedly, indudablemente, to give reasons or explain something, since, because, due to, owing to, leads to, cause of, in order to, addition, condition. We are going to start this topic when we start the next unit, guys, because the next unit, the topic, the big grammar topic, is conditionals. So it's a little bit complicated sometimes because there are many types of conditionals. So the condition is yes. If this happened, it could happen. Okay. And then we have the summary, like in conclusion, in summary, finally, to sum up, to conclude, to recapitulate, in short. So there are many, many linking words. I choose some of them because you can find more on internet for sure. So characteristics of a good essay: cohesive, coherent, precise, organized, clear, good use of language. That means use of grammar, punctuation, and spelling. Okay, guys? So I don't know if you have any question relating to this presentation. So I want to listen to you.